welcome back to another episode of Late Entry, your favorite or soon-to-be favorite place for the hottest sports news, the wildest viral topics, and conversations guaranteed to make you laugh. We've got a familiar face back with us tonight. Welcome back, Buck.
Woo!
Yeah. Happy to be back, y'all.
We got Baby Jokic.
Hey, everyone.
And RBF Kyle.
How we doing, everybody? I'm going to try to smile more tonight.
All right. Tonight we're going to talk about the thriller game 1, Pacers versus OKC. Coach Thibodeau getting fired in New York. Aaron Rodgers officially signed with the Steelers today. The Dave Portnoy meltdown, and Trump versus Elon. So stay tuned. It's going to be a fun show. We want to remind everybody, thank you guys for tuning in. Please, if you're not subscribing already, subscribe. Leave us a like, follow, give us a comment. We appreciate you guys. So, game 1. As we're sitting here about 5 minutes left, and I'm watching the Pacers cut into the lead, I'm like, yo, this is looking like it's going to be game 1 versus the Knicks. And it turned out exactly the same, minus the OT. Before I hand this off to you guys, I just want to say, I've officially given up, dog. I'm done fucking hating. I'm done hating on the Pacers. I've been doing it the whole offseason. Last episode, I came out and I said they weren't frauds, that I was tripping. I'm not even hating on Haliburton anymore. Tonight's challenge for me is to not say anything bad about Hali. This man, this motherfucker Haliburton, bro.
He's so clutch.
He had, 14 points tonight?
Yeah.
And it didn't matter. They needed a shot to win the game. Carlisle put the ball in Hali's hands, and Hali delivered again. And then they showed a montage of him delivering in every single series this offseason. And I said, I think it's time for me to shut up forever. So, and what I think is crazy about it, too, is he's out dueling the people at what they're like. Brunson was the clutch player of the year, and Haliburton was more clutch than him in the last series. SGA, the MVP for this regular season, has a chance to go ahead right before Hali had the shot. SGA misses the shot, Hali hits it. At this point, I'm convinced, bro. I'm teetering. I'm almost all the way over on Pacers bandwagon at this point. For someone that has trashed them as much as I have, at some point, I remember watching Tom Brady when he came back against the Falcons in the Super Bowl, right? For the longest time, I was a big Aaron Rodgers truther. You know what I mean? Rodgers is more talented. If you switch them, Rodgers have a better career. All this. I'm watching Brady come back from 28-3, and I'm like, all right, I'm done arguing. This man is the GOAT. On a much smaller degree, I'm starting to feel that way about Haliburton. It's time for me to shut up and just watch this man cook. Nolan, what do you think?
Absolute last 5-minute masterclass from the Pacers. They showed exactly how to get it done. Amazing defense. They weren't turning the ball over. They were hitting their threes. Just all around great play. I love that you were actually able to give it up for the Pacers there at the beginning. I thought you were going to continue. I don't think they had it. OKC looked way better the entire game, but OKC did look better the entire game, which is the truth about it. And, it's the NBA. There's a lot of swings. You got to stay on top of scoring the basketball. And, man, just what an exciting end. I was really thrilled to see it.
Buck?
Yeah, pretty much same. I mean, it's just unbelievable ending to a crazy. I mean, the Pacers played like dog shit. I mean, no question. They really did not play well. But at the end of the day, they did play as a team. I mean, they were all jittery in the first half. I think 20 or 19 of their 24 turnovers came in the first half, which is just insane. But like Nolan said, they just found a way to get it done, and Hali just found a way to get it done. And at the end of the day, that's what you got to do at those big stages in the playoffs. And he's finding a way. I think it's insane to think this whole all-star conversation with him, and really he's just every day showing up no matter what. And he said with his interview post game, he felt jittery, he played jittery, and still just kept playing through that, which shows, they have the tenacity to win. I I'm still shocked, honestly. I'm still shocked he made that shot.
Same.
I was screaming to call a timeout, and I understand why you don't want to get him set up. But with the crap game he played, I like the trust that coach had in him to make that shot. Still, again, time after time, he's doing it. Trust is a big thing, and they trusted him to make it, and he fucking made it. And my jaw went down to the floor, honest to God. I know he's done it so many times, but still, I'm shocked every time.
Yeah, that was his. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna real quick before you go. I just wanted to add some stats to this before I turn it over to you. People keep talking about how the Pacers are one of the deepest, if not the deepest team. All Pacers starters were double digits tonight, and Obi Toppin off the bench had 17. TJ McConnell had 9. So yeah, just a whole team. It takes a village to get it done. Type of
Yeah.
Game. Kyle, go ahead.
Yeah, that basically leads into my point. Is my hat was real. That was going to mention Obi Toppin. He made 5 3-pointers tonight at really clutch moments that really kind of kept them within swinging distance the whole game, and kind of kept being the equalizer that they needed all game. And like Nolan said, that the ebbs and flows of an NBA game, especially in the playoffs, are so real. You're going to have swings. And shout out to Rick Carlisle for kind of being a good coach and kind of seeing the vision of the game and knowing, even though we haven't had a lead until 0.3 seconds left, like we could still do it now, in this last play. I thought the script was crazy too, to send it to Haliburton and just put it in his hands before half court. I thought that was nuts watching that as it was taking place. And just like you guys, like, jaw hit the floor even though that was his 3rd or 4th one in the postseason this year, the jaw still hit the floor because when he has 12 points, like, I was ready to get up here and shit on him and be like, all right, I guess you guys were all right saying OKC, like, they couldn't even make it to 7. Now I'm sitting here proud as hell of my decision to stand by the Pacers in 7 last episode. So, thank you to the Pacers for making me look cool.
I mean, they just refused to not play team basketball. Even when they were playing frazzled, they were still like pushing team basketball. And I think at the end of the day, that's why they won. I mean, obviously him making that shot is why, but like at the end of the day, they just refused to give up on themselves and playing team basketball, and it ended up winning. And that's not to say that OKC didn't play, a decent game too. And SGA, I felt like in the first half did not shoot very well. I still think he came out with 30 plus points.
Yeah,
you know
he had
what I mean?
like 28 or 30. Yep.
He had 38.
Yeah. And I think I saw he shot above 500. So he did have a pretty good game. And, they all made their free throws very well. Alex Caruso played a really good game. Lou Dort played a phenomenal game. Like, I was getting ready to come on here and just be like, this was Lou Dort's game. I mean, SGA played great. Chet played great. They all played great, but Lou Dort had a really good defensive game. He was after every loose ball, every offensive rebound. I mean, he had a hell of a game, and to have the outcome after a game like that is pretty tough.
Yeah, absolutely. So I want to ask you guys now, Buck, we didn't even get yours before the series started, but I want to go back around and then ask everybody based off of game 1 where we're thinking about the series. So Buck, what do you think? Who's winning and how many games?
I think before this game, I would have said OKC in 6. I think I'm going to say now Pacers in 6 or 7.
Okay. Kyle, you still with 7 for the Pacers?
Yeah, I'm rocking Pacers with 7. Yeah, there's going to be swings. I'm sure there's going to be games they lose, but I think taking that one on the road could be the difference now.
I want that's the difference. Yep.
Nolan?
I had OKC in 5, and it's not looking great right now because the reverse sweep doesn't normally happen. I guess the reverse sweep would be 3-0. I guess it can happen anywhere. Either way, I don't see Thunder winning the next 4 games.
So what are you thinking now?
Now what do I think? Mm-hmm. Probably Thunder in 6.
Okay.
Giving them that extra game now. I see.
Right.
I can't remember if I had OKC in 5 or 6.
I think you had 6.
6, okay. I'll say that there's two things that are going to be huge, and it's going to be the next two games for two reasons. One, what kind of adjustments are OKC going to make after tonight? If they make some crazy adjustments and they come out here and blow out the Pacers in game two, then that might be the rest of the season. Like, you know what I mean? It might be that fast.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the other thing, too. When we talked about this when the Knicks were down, the Pacers have not been good at home. So if they lose game two and then they lose game three, now we might be looking at a slide as well, too. So I would say that the most important things would be not losing by a lot if they lose game two, and they've got to win game three at home. If they do if they do that, I'm taking Pacers in 7. But
Pacers in 7.
If they can do that, if they don't lose by a landslide in game two and they win game three, I'll take Pacers in 7.
Well,
Otherwise, go ahead.
You did make a really good point there about the what their game plan switch is going to be for Oklahoma City, because they played that game small at the beginning and they came out pretty hot. It'll be interesting to see if they continue running with that throughout the series, because it seemed to work when it was on. But who knows? More Alex Caruso minutes. I think we're going to see a lot more of him being more physical. He was the Jokic stopper ultimately in that second round, so I think they're going to have to do something with him on one of those big men eventually.
Yeah. It was interesting that you kind of brought this up, but in the last few minutes of the game, both teams pulled all their bigs. Chet wasn't on the floor. Hartenstein wasn't on the floor. Miles Turner wasn't on the floor. It was all small ball, which is, I thought, very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Any other thoughts from you guys on this series so far before we take it further?
OKC's never won a chip either, so either one it's going to be their first one, right?
Yep.
That's exciting, I think. I mean, that's huge news, but I just think that's pretty awesome that we finally have a final series where some city's going to be real fucking happy in a week or two.
I'm glad you said that, because I did want to bring up one more thing too. We talked about the team ball from the Pacers. This is exactly what the league is trying to go for as it pertains to the whole aprons thing, the whole second apron and all that. With the salary cap, is they're trying to move away from, big threes and superstar driven stuff. Now the Pacers, we're not going to rehash this tonight, conversation on superstars, if Hali is one or not or whatever. But as a team, they don't have as many big names. You've got like Haliburton and Siakam, obviously, but then you're getting contributions from every time you turn around. It's Nemhard or Naismith or Obi Toppin. Someone is cashing in a three or a big basket that's not just, Brunson for 40, Shea for 40. So We'll see how the series turns out, but this game is exactly what I think the league is looking to try to get to. So shout out Pacers. Speaking of Brunson, New York Knicks officially fired Coach Thibodeau. I think personally this was a horrible idea. Before I get into that, I think it's funny that like whenever a coach gets fired, the organization always comes out and makes like a very nice statement.
Thank you,
about
Coach.
It. Yeah, thank you. We appreciate all your hard work. I always feel like I'm reading an obituary written by a murderer. And not just a murderer, the murderer that killed the person that's dead. Hey, we killed you, but he was a great guy. I also want to point out, this is the second time that Thibodeau has been fired while coaching Cat. The first one being in Minnesota.
Oh, wow.
A little nugget for you.
Kill a cat, I guess.
The other thing I want to point out, I want to know more about loyalty as it pertains to players and players leaving to go play for another franchise or anything like that. The Knicks, before a few years ago, were absolutely terrible. They were an afterthought. And the two people that are responsible for bringing them back onto the map before Brunson got there was Thibodeau and Julius Randle. And neither one of them are with the team anymore. Julius Randle just got traded to Minnesota, and Thibodeau just got fired. So now we still have Brunson, obviously. We got the Nova boys. But I don't want to hear anything about loyalty anymore, because literally they're the two people responsible for turning your franchise around. You've now dismissed. So, done with that loyalty part. Last thing I want to say before I hand this off. Under Thibodeau, They won, one or two playoff games last season. This year made it to the conference finals. Every year they're getting better. And we just saw, I would have, at least if I was the Knicks, waited to see how the Pacers did in the finals. Because if they got destroyed, maybe you have a point. But if they put up a good fight or they win the championship, how much can you blame Thibodeau for not winning against them? And every year they're getting better. They had back-to-back 50-win seasons. Like, to me, getting rid of him seems like a very bad decision. I don't know who else you're going to bring in. Maybe Mike Malone. Maybe somebody else. Maybe the new coach and hire will change my mind about this. But if you don't have a really solid place or a plan in place right now, I don't see how you can get rid of Thibodeau and just say anything's better than this. Because you might backslide. Buck?
Yeah, I think it's a terrible move as well. For a lot of reasons. I love Tibbs. I loved him when he was in Chicago, loved him when he was in Minnesota, loved him with the Knicks. I thought he was a perfect fit for the Knicks when they hired him. I thought it was such a great hire, such a smart hire. And I mean, whatever you think of his coaching style, I know a lot of people argued that he plays too many minutes on too many guys. Whatever you think of his coaching style, I think you're exactly right, Spence. I mean, like, you are consistently showing progression through different types of adversity. You have like 2 stars on your team and you're in a huge market, and New York is always a different market. Like, you can say LA is a big market, Dallas is a big market, Chicago is a big market. Everything's different in New York. You know what I mean? You're just always going to be front page, and I feel like Tom did a really good job of consistently still showing on paper the progression, and I just don't understand the move. I don't know how you move forward with a plan here. Like, who comes in and changes everything? And I think they 100% backslide. I think they were at their peak when they played the Pacers, and I think flip of the coin in that series, honestly. I mean, there were mistakes both ways. I really think it was a flip of the coin series, and they obviously didn't get the result that they wanted, but I don't think that the problem was their coach or coaching at all. And so I just don't know how this makes you better for next season, like, at all. I mean, maybe there's a better coach out there, but at the end of the day, you're still going to bring in a whole different mindset, a whole different style, a whole different everything. Your preseason, your training camps, everything's going to be, somewhat different. How do you move forward with that? Is it just a fresh new slate after you signed all these big contracts? It's just weird. And also, just as a side note, I don't understand how all these coaches, Tom being one of them, got fired, and Billy fucking Donovan of the Bulls still has a job. But
Kyle, before I kick it to you, I do want to say 2 things real fast. I forgot to say this earlier, too, as we're speaking about progression. They did take down the Celtics, the world champs. And Tatum was hurt, but they were still winning before he got hurt. The other thing is that multiple times they were down by 20 points and would come back to win the game. I think they had the most 20-point comebacks in, like, the last, like, so many years in NBA history. That, to me, shows a team that is bought into their coach and is ready to fight for him. They don't lay down in adversity. They'll rally behind him and go out and win. So for me to get rid of him like that, and like you said, Buck, you're basically restarting. Instead of being another year knocking on the door to see what's potentially in there, you're now just restarting the whole thing with a new coach and a new system. Kyle?
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree. This made no sense. Your first time in the Eastern Conference Finals in, 25 years, and you fire the coach who almost got you through it. Like you guys said, he was not to blame for these losses. Almost all of them came down to the wire, and really, were really tight-knit games. And I guess, there's an argument to be made against his style of playing his starters as many minutes as he does. But like the proof is in the pudding. He's been consistently getting better, and they've been bringing in more and more of a supporting cast. And the supporting cast that they've had has really started to show up. So, I mean, there's really no reason like you said, that they have been playing their asses off for him. Why would you fire a coach that is lighting a fire under your best players and the support? Like, it's all seemingly coming together for the Knicks. They just fell a little bit short. And he seems to be a coach that wants to do exactly what you talked about the league wanting to push forward, which is team first ball. And although Brunson is going to go crazy, like he has a lot of different ways he can help Brunson be better by giving him these really good players and things like that. Brunson with his hezzies. No, I thought he was a great coach, and I thought that was a very strange move, and they'll probably slide a little bit back. Maybe we'll all be able to post this next year as to why we were so wrong. But as of now, this looks really puzzling.
You know what this kind of looks like, to make a comparison? This would be like if the Lions fired Dan Campbell after last season.
Yeah, I've made too many Lions references lately, so I didn't want to say it. But yeah, I was thinking it. Yeah, if they fired him after the NFC Championship game, that is exactly what it would be like.
Yeah.
I don't fully disagree with the Knicks firing him. I think that him only playing 7 or 8 players deep for most of the season is kind of the leading factor in that. I think that it was the players that really wanted him gone, just based off of the Karl Anthony Towns for the second time. I heard that there were a lot of rumblings about them not liking Jalen Brunson's dad as an assistant coach. So I think it could have been just the whole staff organization. Maybe the players are trying to throw the blame on them. And I'm guessing that's where it kind of stemmed from as well, because you don't normally see an organization that likes the head coach get rid of him like that. It kind of reminded me of the Denver situation towards the end of the season, where it seemed like it was more the players that were like, I think it's time to move on. But we'll see. Knicks got a lot of options in the offseason. Maybe they'll be able to pick up a couple new players, get them into the big market. But, hiring a new coach is definitely going to be a challenge. Not saying he was bad whatsoever. He's definitely got a different style of coaching for the NBA. And I guess we'll see how it plays out for the Knicks. I'm not going to be crying or cheering for them when their next coach comes around, honestly.
The one thing that I will say to your point about like him not playing his bench for real, they went all in on getting 5 dogs as starters. They traded 5 first-round picks for Mikal Bridges. 5 first-round picks. So when you do stuff like that, and then they traded 2-to-1 trade Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo to get Cat. So it's like almost like in a fantasy league where you're trading, I'll give you a bench guy and I'll give you a starter to try to get an even better starter for my team. That's essentially what they did. So then when you don't have a bench, now you're blaming the coach for not playing them.
Mm-hmm. And I agree with that. I understand the argument about him playing playing them too many minutes and not playing the bench, but I also think that that's kind of like, to me, that's more of a conversation, not a fireable offense.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's get this organization on the same path. Like it doesn't have to be a
get your GM and your coach in the room and together and say, all right, what kind of players do we need to get that will work well in your system? Let's go out and get them.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So
Riptid.
Let's get to the biggest news on Twitter today. Aaron Rodgers signs with the Steelers.
Whoop-de-doo.
Go ahead and tell us what you think about this.
Me? I'm sorry, I missed that.
Rodgers for the Steelers?
Yeah. I really don't care. This doesn't move the needle. He really should have just stayed in retirement. It would have been more exciting if he would have just stayed in retirement. But
that's interesting.
I mean, yeah, their O-line's decent. Their offense is uninspiring, all in all, to me. Maybe he finds a connection with DK. But, I mean, what we've been saying, maybe Aaron Rodgers can this or that for 3 years. So until he can show me he's still got it, I don't give a shit. I can't wait till the Lions play him in Week 17.
They play him earlier than that. They play him like
or 16.
No,
it's
16
like
or December.
15.
It's pretty far back there.
Yeah.
Damn. No,
I mean, I just want to light his. I want Kirby Joseph to get 3 more on him.
Nolan?
I think it's a good signing for the Steelers. I think that.
Yeah, better than Will Howard. I agree with that.
Yeah, I think that it's the spot that he needed to end up, the only spot that really made sense for an aging quarterback like that. And they have a good defense, pretty decent offense, so they got some good running backs. We'll see what he's able to do here. I'm pretty excited to see him play, actually, because it's either going to be really good or really bad. I don't think there's going to be a middle road here.
Before I hand this to Buck, do y'all understand that this man has to play against Myles Garrett 2 times a year?
What?
Myles Garrett, the Ravens defense. I mean,
It could be
Good
some
luck,
entertaining ball.
Yeah. Buck, go ahead.
I think he might get killed. Like, I just, I mean, okay, just historically, not going to talk about currently, but historically, like, you guys remember Ben? He got hit a lot. So, I mean,
Yeah.
and like in the recent years, Pittsburgh really hasn't had like their quarterback. So I feel like, you could kind of chop it up to like, new guys, rookie guys, whatever, what have you. But I don't know. I think this is going to be really interesting and really fun for me personally because I hate Aaron Rodgers. Ever since he was a Packer, I just like in my blood, I hate anybody that was a Packer. So, even when like Packers go and play, like there's like, I think we had a tight end from the Packers on our team on the Bears last year. I hate him. I don't care.
I think that was Tunyon or something. Yeah.
Forever hate.
Just like forever hate. I aspire.
That's so funny.
Anyway, but like, yeah, I mean, it's a good sign. It's the only signing that made sense at this point, at this juncture. I think this was I think he thought he was going to be somewhere else, but was late to the party or the party didn't want him, whatever, what have you. But I mean, we all knew this was coming. I don't think it's a shocker, but like Nolan said, it's either going to be really good or really bad.
You were right, Kyle. I must have misread this earlier. It is week 16 that they play the Lions.
Oh, okay. There we go. Hey.
Yep.
I'll be in the building, baby.
I can't.
You son of a bitch. You rich fucker.
You guys know I'm a Rodgers fan. Been a Rodgers fan. I can't disagree with Nolan's sentiment. I mean, you summed it up perfectly. This shit is either going to bang or it's going to implode. Like, there's no other options. This is either going to be like, at week 6, we're going to be like, yo, do you see the Steelers right now? Or it's going to be like, ooh.
Look away. Mike Tomlin's cooked. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. He's got the potential to either do some good things for Tomlin's resume, or he's going to be the fucking reason that Tomlin has a losing record for the first time in his entire career.
Fact.
This is going to be interesting. There's going to be so many strong personalities between Tomlin, between Rodgers, between DK Metcalf. I mean, we've talked.
No wonder
about
they
this.
got rid of Pickens. There wasn't enough
Yeah,
space to go around for all that personality.
I would have
They
liked
don't
it
got a
more if
big enough
Pickens was still
facility
there,
for that
though.
shit.
Yeah.
Just for the offense, I feel like that would have been better if he was throwing to both of them. I feel
agree.
like this took so long. I feel like it's not exciting anymore. Like, this is like,
I agree.
about fucking time, dog.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is like
Just like when he signed with, it was honestly the same thing when he signed for the Jets. Like, it was getting to a point where it's like, okay, dude, just sign
Get
the
on
dotted
TV,
line already.
do the
You
LeBron
don't need to come
James.
out on Pat McAfee's show.
But they
I feel
like
like
rolled it out though. When he did that, the Jets were like, Rodgers, and the Steelers were like,
Yeah.
Well, I feel like the Steelers would have been more excited to
Complete
do
difference.
that if it was like
Yeah, I agree with that.
2 months ago. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. I feel like this kind of feels like when like your coworker who's like consistently late and no call no shows finally gets fired. You're like, it's about damn time.
About fucking time.
Facts.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. He's playing in, one of the hardest divisions in one of the hardest conferences. So we talked about this ad nauseum before, especially on the other episode where we kind of talked about where we'd like to see him. I don't love this. I'm concerned. I did not want to see him go out sad after the Jets tenure. I'm concerned. Like, he's going to either like really do some beautiful things for his legacy, and we're going to remember who Discount Double Check was, or this is just going to be a third year of just the worst fucking disappointment in the world. And I am hoping so much that it is not the second.
Yeah. I mean, after he won his Super Bowl, like those couple years after were just like, darn disappointing. I mean, for me, they were grateful and awesome, but like for Packers fans, for Aaron Rodgers fans, how so close, darn, like everybody was talking about his legacy and what this does. He only won the one Super Bowl. He can't win a playoff game now, and blah, blah, blah. Now it's just disappointing and sad. Like,
yeah,
we're sitting here like, oh man, like he gonna go out there and it's gonna look like
Put the dog down.
And DK Metcalf is a great wide receiver. I mean, it's not like he's super old either. So I feel like there is 100% the potential for this to be a decent recipe. I just feel like there are a lot of moving pieces that could absolutely go wrong very quickly. And like with a young quarterback, you can take the ebbs and flows. I don't think he can take them right now.
Yeah.
That is a good point. And I think there was a contract detail that came out, and I think it might be one of the reasons why he didn't sign for so long. And it's a pretty big stipulation because he said that there's not allowed to be any lights in the locker room.
Any what?
Any lights.
You're kidding, right? Yeah, this is a joke.
What?
That's a joke.
Okay, good. All right. It's a darkness retreat joke. No, he's that crazy. It was he's on some Russell Wilson shit lately that I would have bought it. He wants his own corner office. He wants individual meetings with the owners.
I said it on too long. I apologize for that.
No, unfortunately, he's just out there enough that made sense to me. I was like, all right. Guess we're changing in the dark now.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
The field house, it's just pitch black.
You guys didn't know about the dark retreat? He did like that whole thing with the ayahuasca and all that?
Yeah, no, I did.
Unfortunately, the whole world knew about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God. We'll move on to the next topic.
All right. Let's talk about so instead of doing funny posts today, we're going to talk about two trending topics that have kind of set the internet on fire in back-to-back days. So we'll start with yesterday's first. Dave Portnoy of Barstool Sports was going viral after essentially melting down on one of his co-hosts. I don't know the guy's name, but he was on with two other
Kirk.
guys. Do you know who they are? Kirk?
I know of the guy. I don't listen to any of his stuff.
Okay. Is Kirk the guy he yelled at or the other guy?
Yeah, Kirk is the guy that he yelled at, and then Whitney's the one that was sitting there dead faced.
Yeah, it's funny because, Whitney was just sitting there the whole time just like... But yeah, man, so Portnoy and Kirk, I guess we're having a conversation as it pertained to, due to the rise of anti-Semitism in the world, Dave Portnoy was saying that there should not be if I'm understanding him correctly based off the clip that I've seen, that there should no longer be allowed to be jokes about Jewish people. And Kirk was basically saying like, all right, this is like the First Amendment, stuff like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're trying to tell me a comedian can't make a joke about Jewish people. And they were going back and forth, and Dave melted down. He was yelling at him, telling him to shut the fuck up. You work for me. Calling him a ball fuck. Now, I don't know how these guys usually talk to each other and if this is, all parts of it. I feel like when you're a boss and you start throwing that shit in someone's face, like, oh, like, I employ you. Like, you're my, like, do what the fuck I say. That shit just seems so small and trying to be big and so egotistical and it's just a bully. Like, I feel like that's what a bully does. And I remember Jerry Jones got a lot of hate for doing that same thing to a radio host, I think last year. He was like, if you don't ask me the questions that I want to hear, stop trying to bully me about this, I'll bring in someone else who will. Like, you think you're going to sit here and ask me, the owner, about owner questions? And that's the same shit I got from Portnoy from this. It is shit. It just seemed so, like I said, so bullyish and so egotistical that he would do something like that and not behind closed doors. This is something that everyone's going to see. And you're cool with that being your portrayal of you going out there. The second thing I want to bring up is the fact that Portnoy is absolutely the last person, regardless of if the messenger is good or not. Portnoy is the worst messenger for this. he is on record. There were 3 videos that I saw trending yesterday, which is part of the reason I've never really fucking liked him. One of them, he was getting interviewed by somebody, and they had brought up a joke that he had made about rape. And he was like, yeah, I think that's funny. And they're like, well, do you see how offensive this could be? And he was like, no, clearly I don't. So another video where he's talking about Colin Kaepernick with some of his buddies, and they're joking about how he thought that Kaepernick was a terrorist. So he had terrorist hair, terrorist skin, which is crazy, and a bunch of other stuff. And I was like, dude, that's outlandish and also easily accessible. You can look this video up right now. And then there were 2 other videos of him joking around saying the N-word, also while being recorded. And this is the guy that's going to come out here and I'll be sensitive talking about how we shouldn't be allowed to make jokes about Jewish people. Also, the Kaepernick one was during 2020. So if he wants to say that because of the rise of anti-Semitism that we should not make Jewish jokes, you were joking about Kaepernick during the height of everything that Kaepernick was protesting for. So yeah, regardless of the message itself, fuck Dave Portnoy and fuck your message. Fuck.
Heard that.
Facts. No, facts. Fuck Dave. I've never liked Dave. I've always thought he was like a classless piece of shit. And like, regardless of any of his messages, the delivery is always just vomit inducing. Honestly, everything that fucking comes out of that man's mouth is just, for the most part, trash. And the way he says it is pretty trashy. And like, you hit it on the nose. Like, you are being recorded, like, screaming at your employee, you bald fuck. Like, I mean, believe what you believe. And like, full-heartedly, like, you should be able to believe it at whatever level you want to believe it at. And you have the right to, like, record yourself and scream on there like a fucking 2-year-old tantrum throwing toddler. But like, at the same time, like, who are you to say any of this? Like, Spencer brought up all of those videos. I watched them all too. Like, they're also all horrendous. Like pot calling kettle black. You know what I mean? Like, you're literally like a walking contradiction every time you open your fucking mouth. And it's honestly just really annoying. And honestly, so like, the general idea of Barstool Sports is funny as hell, but like, they haven't, in my opinion, really put out like great content the last like 5-7 years.
Right.
And he is a very big part of it. The way he treats people, the way he like just in general carries himself is just, again, vomit inducing.
Yeah, I 100% agree with both you guys so far. I think Dave is being a complete bitch. I think he is absolutely abusing the type of power that he has within the company. And there was one point in the video where Kirk was like, well, then why don't you fire me? And Dave's like, well, it would save me $500K. That'd be awesome. It's like, you are such a piece of shit, dude.
Yeah.
How can your boss talk to you like that? And then you go in the next day and fucking record a show today. I don't understand that side from Kirk's angle either.
Right.
But I think the star of the show is definitely Ryan Whitney, sitting dead silent in the corner for 15 minutes with a straight face. Doesn't want to get in the middle of his boss arguing with another employee. I'll pass it off to Kyle because I'm out of opinions on that.
So yeah, piggybacking off that, I watch some of the Barstool golf content. I don't watch a whole lot of other Barstool content, but I've watched Kirk and Dave have like a golf match against each other, and it's, as you can imagine, they're as bad at golf as they are at podcasting. But that is how they talk to each other. Like, there was just like total rat fuck, all this like name calling, you know. But at the same time, like Nolan just said, like, the more I've watched Barstool content that isn't just like the affiliate golf channels like Foreplay or Spit and Chicklets, it seems like the more you get an inside scoop of Barstool, the more you see this is like a really shitty place to work, because you're expected to get bitched at for content by either a boss, a supervisor, or Dave himself, and just get berated, and then come back to work the next day and have cameras in your face. Like, how do you feel? Like, it's like journal, like it's like TMZ for sports, but you're doing
literally
this like horrible shit to your creators and like making them not want to stay there. Like no wonder as soon as everybody who has a big channel, Call Her Daddy, Bussin' with the Boys, even Pat McAfee, you get a big channel, you get the fuck out of there as soon as you can because you want to do it for yourself and not be in this web anymore. It's a great stepping stone. It's been a great stepping stone for small channels like ours, like, and giving them a platform. So, I mean,
hit us up, Dave.
Give that what it's worth, but at what cost, No, this is not our application. Don't worry.
I mean,
Clearly, this is not our application to be a part of
Dave
Barstool.
Portnoy, we want to work for you.
This was off colored. He has no ground to stand on. He has been a piece of shit outwardly to his employees, and he was an outward piece of shit to his employee while he was defending free speech, or while his employee was defending free speech. I don't know. And this whole like Swiftie thing, his obsession with Taylor Swift is really weird to me because like he wants to be this like giant piece of shit, but then he's like, oh, Taylor Swift is like a powerful woman. And it's like, what lane are you in, bro? I don't know.
I don't think
he's
he'll
a
know.
weird cookie to me. Yeah. No, it's like a fever dream. He's just like, he just keeps going and keeps looking to the next thing that's going to potentially make him some money, I guess.
The one thing that I want to say about that is, I know you said that, like, I'm not as familiar with their stuff. So you're saying that's kind of how they talk to each other and stuff like that. I can't speak for Kirk. I can speak for myself. I've been typically close with my bosses, the last several bosses that I've had. We can joke around all the time. If I walk into work and I'm like, hey, good morning? And you're like, hey, go fuck yourself. Cool. If we're joking. When shit gets serious, if we're having a boss to employee moment, let's say that like, we're going over performance or something like that, or having like a, end of month check-in or something like that. Don't bring that shit to me then. Because if you tell me to go fuck myself jokingly, I'm cool with that. If, I'm saying, yeah, well, I don't really like this about your management style, and you say, why don't you go fuck yourself? Now we've got a problem. Like, you know what I mean? Now we've got a problem. And so, and I've thankfully I've got a boss who's real cool. I feel like he and I have that dynamic where it's like, all right, we know when to stop joking around and when the joking is. But something like that, if it seemed like Dave was real pissed off. So if you're real pissed off at me and you're yelling at me and you're saying all that, that's not joking around anymore to me. Don't fucking talk to me like that, especially in public, especially where other people want to see this. Because now not only are you talking to me like shit, you're literally fucking emasculating me. You're pulling my pants down in front of the whole world.
It's on the internet forever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And now everyone that I know is going to see that. Everyone I know is going to see that this is how you fucking talk to me. And wow, I'm just a little bitch. You know what I mean?
And for and for somebody who was always like free speech, like dude was just trying to make his own point. And you would I felt like they wouldn't even let him fucking talk at one point. So it's like you just don't like what he's about to say, and you're kind of a fucking asshole, and you're being very flip-floppy on everything. That it's like you just get so insecure and so pissed that you throw a fucking temper tantrum like a 2-year-old because you're insecure.
And I do think that it's not going unnoticed that one of the people in the forefront of making edgy humor for the last decade is now suddenly on the censorship side of things. Right. And I do want to say, for the record, nobody here on Late Entry or myself is a fan of anti-Semitism or hate toward any group of people. We're just talking about Dave Portnoy's hypocrisy specifically. That's it.
Correct.
And I'm glad you even mentioned that about your boss. I did want to mention, shout out to my boss. I love you, Gil. You are a great guy. Thank you for always keeping an open floor of conversation, allowing me to make suggestions and being open to those. It's been great working
are coming up for
I was about to say, give this man another 10%. Hey, drop a sub while you're at it, listening now.
Hey, my boss does follow us. He'll probably see this. Shout out Anthony. What's up?
That's awesome.
That's great.
All right. So speaking of some contentious shit, let's get into today's. So the most foreseeable thing that could have ever happened is finally hit today. Donald Trump.
Kimye too.
Donald Trump and Elon Musk are officially going at it. I don't know the full story for this. I don't want to get into too much of the politics side of this, but they had a falling out, and then Trump, I guess, was talking about potentially like getting rid of like government contracts or subsidies or something like that.
EV credits, yeah, subsidizing for Musk and SpaceX and Tesla and all that.
And Trump fucking blasted that motherfucker all day today on Twitter. There was a lot of things said by Elon. I would say the most prolific tweet of Elon's today was him saying that, and this is what Elon said, he said that the reason Trump hasn't released the Epstein files is because Trump is in them, and he tagged Trump in the tweet.
That was wild shit, dude.
I know. We've all seen some. We've all seen some. Today was like, you know, there's most of the. I forgot who said this. Most of the days now it's X. Today it was Twitter again, and there was some glorious jokes and memes about this. Do any of you guys want to start?
I got no jokes other than I just hope they both signed a really good prenup, because this divorce is gonna get messy.
I saw a bunch of funny posts. One of them, I think that was my favorite. I'm trying to find it right now.
It's so hard going back to find them too.
Yeah, because
I swear they got scrubbed or something.
No, one that I found funny, although I've never played Skyrim, but I know what scene they're talking about. Elon waking up from his drug binge to find himself on a plane to El Salvador, like the opening Skyrim cut scene.
Oh,
I thought that was
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, the other one I saw was Trump is going to say that Elon is built worse than the Cybertruck, and it's going to be that Nerds 13 reason.
Oh my God.
Nolan,
one of the funny ones that I saw was that this is only gonna end by Trump sending Elon Musk back to South Africa.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh, that's good.
I've got a few. I've got at Brett Coleman, literally the most hilarious possible moment for the Aaron Rodgers news to hit the timeline.
Completely took it over.
Also by Brett Coleman. By the way, Nick Castellanos is playing right now.
Oh,
that's a funny one.
He went 3 for 3 today too.
Damn.
Every time a major event in this country happens, that motherfucker is playing baseball, dog. I've got.
That's hilarious. I've heard about that trend. I didn't know it really added up like that.
Oh yeah, he's hit home runs on so many days that crazy shit has happened.
Oh, so many. And like the first one was the announcer apologizing for saying some crazy stuff. I can't remember.
Oh yeah.
He said some crazy shit.
He
got caught on a hot mic.
He called San Francisco the F slur capital of the U.S. Yep.
Yeah.
And that's where the legend started.
And that's how the legend was born. Thank you for reminding me of that lore. That is just
Dan Man Carney. The bright side for Elon is he likely defunded the department that would have had him assassinated.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But yeah, the whole thing today was quite hilarious. Oh yeah, they even got Kanye in on the action. Kanye was tweeted, "Bros, please no, we love you both so much."
Oh my God.
No way.
And my last one was I don't remember who tweeted it, but somebody said, "Who gets to keep Joe Rogan in the divorce?" Oh my God,
that's a good one.
oh.
You guys have anything else you want to add, or we about wrapped up?
I can't remember. I can't find it, but I saw another one that said something along the lines of like, Elon's ketamine dealer is just so out of breath right now and just flat.
Oh my God,
bro! That video of him like geeking out was wild.
That's
That
a
was
crazy
like he
one.
was
Looking
just
all
like
around everywhere.
like leaning all over the place. I wonder if Trump got him on his little cocktail and Trump's just so used to it. And then Elon's just in the background like, I can't handle this shit. How does this 70-year-old keep up?
Oh my God. Well, that's all the time we've got today. Thank you guys for watching us. Once again, please, if you're not subscribed, subscribe. Give us a like. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you think. Let us know if the Pacers or the almost said the Knicks, the Pacers or the Thunder are winning.
Still
Let us,
butthurt.
let us
Will
know.
Jalen
if,
Brunson get his ring this year?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Let us know if Thibodeau is
Thibodeau, coach of the year.
Yeah,
Sorry.
if he should have been fired or not. Let us know who you got, Trump or Elon.
Yeah.
Buck, thank you again for being back with us. We're all excited to have you back on.
Hell yeah, Buck.
Oh,
Thank you.
Yeah, good to be back,
Nolan-
y'all.
That'll be
Go ahead.
in Toph's next week of who you got is
Yep.
Trump versus Elon.
Oh my God!
I'm
Nolan,
sorry, I
you
had
give
to
us
get that in there.
your extra long goodbye?
Oh, no, I already got my like and subscribe in. I pointed around the camera. I think we're good to go, brother.
All right. Peace out, everybody.
Peace out.
Goodness.